A visit to Urmston and District Model Engineering Society on Sunday the 5th of July 2020. The plan for this year video-wise was to do quite a bit of visiting different societies and STEAM locations, but unfortunately the pandemic and the social distancing etc. put a stop to that. The only reason for going to the Urmston Club was to pick up a miniature locomotive that I bought from one of the members. More about that later. The track is very good. It's a raised level track, multi-gauge, and it's made from aluminium. And the engines seem to run very smoothly on this track, and generally seem to make a different noise to what I'm used to. But in this case, I think the noise this engine makes is down to the engineering standard of the man who rebuilt it. On the Urmston track, there is a main line that goes all the way around the park, as well as a smaller loop that goes around this area, which is a steam raising bay. Is it running well then, this B1?
Just put new valves in.
Really?
Yeah. Had a little bit of an issue with the lubricator. I think it was running dry for a bit. It came to the state where you could get it in mid-gear and open the regulator. You could really blow it past.
This is the correct tender for the B1, and the tender currently behind the B1 is an imposter. It's supposed to look like this when it's painted. I think the owner was just testing out a new tender to see if it was okay. A couple of very nicely made L&R engines, but the steam whistle that you can hear comes from this engine, which is owned by a young man called Billy Stock, who works at the steam workshop periodically. Billy's about to start his third year of an engineering degree, and he recently finished rebuilding this engine. Here's a Thomson B1 with the non-Thomson B1 tender, and here it is again running on the main line. In this clip, Billy is the one stood closest to his engine. The standard of workmanship on this engine is unbelievably good. For me, it's time for a ride behind one of the locomotives. You will notice that at this strange time everyone is following the rules and socially distancing. On this train, there's me sat on the back truck and the driver sat at the front driving the engine. Physically, I have a long body and short legs, so I was a bit concerned when I was coming up towards the low headroom bridges. In this clip, we're passing the station area one more time, and I know it's a bit deserted, but that's the way it is. Here's another shot of Billy, and here's another shot of the wonderful engine that is rebuilt. The closer you look at it, the better it gets. And here he is, driving it round the inner loop, past the steaming bay area. When Billy said, "Do you want to have a drive?" I said, "Well, yeah, why not?" And I handed Billy the video camera, and this is what we got. At this stage of the edit, I was going to put some random clips in that looked really bad, you know, shaky camera work, shots of the floor, shots of people's feet. In the end, though, I didn't do that because Billy made quite a good job of videoing me driving his engine around the track. I was being very careful with this engine and not going too fast. It would be tragic if it fell off the track. The main reason for my visit to Urmston track today was to buy this engine from one of the members. It is an LBSC design of Lion, the very famous old locomotive, and also the one that they featured in the film The Titfield Thunderbolt. This, in my opinion, is a very good example of a 5-inch gauge Lion, but there's still a little bit of work needed on it. I'll be doing a feature on this shortly. Time for a second ride around the track. The driver and myself roughly weigh about the same. We weigh about 20.5 stones at a guess. In order to make the video of something else other than his back, the driver suggested that if he leaned to the left and I leaned to the right, it should balance out. And that was a good thing because I got some really good shots of the engine running. The other alternative would be a video just of the back of the driver. Not possibly the best thing to do. Even though it looks like it, I'm not sat very close to the driver at all. I'm using telephoto from the back truck. When you look at the size of this small locomotive with its cast iron wheels on aluminium track, it's quite surprising that it can pull so much weight. At the moment it's pulling over 40 stones, that's about 260 kilograms, plus the weight of the trucks. And this track at Urmston near Manchester has quite a few inclines. Whenever I ride behind a miniature locomotive, it brings back memories because at one time of my life I really did do a lot of this sort of thing. This is the final time through the steaming area before smoothly coming to a stop. I've really enjoyed this visit to the Urmston track, and I'm sure that once the pestilence is over, I'll return to make another video when it's populated. For now, stay safe, stay well, thanks for watching, and I do hope you found it entertaining. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists, and by doing that you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists you can actually watch the videos back to back.